Welcome. Good to see you guys in this video and thank you for tuning in. Stick around because there are stunning clips in this video. We are now heading to St. Peter's Basilica and Vatican City. St. Peter's Basilica is located in Vatican City. It is the universal headquarters of the Catholic Church as well as the Pope's residence. As you look around on the street, this is the other side of Rome. Hardly anybody on the street. It's because it's still early in the morning. But I hope you enjoy the sightseeing with us and the quietness and appreciate the environment. And first of all, we wanted to thank and acknowledge God for all His goodness. I don't want to sound religious here, but without God in our life, we will not inherit His favor. But here's the fact. Because the favor of God in our life is evidence to the world that our unseen God is alive and at work in the lives of His people, His favor was meant to set us up, set us apart and make us stand out to the world, to show the goodness, grace, and mercy of God. When His favor manifests in our lives, we must not become ashamed of it or try to hide it from others to seeing it in fear of criticism, jealousy, or hate we may get. That is taking His sacrifice and gifts that He gave to us in vain. We need to walk in kingdom confidence and let God's favor shine in our lives so we can attract the world to the goodness of God. And so, in other words, all we're saying here, it's not our ability nor our talent that we have what we have today, but we acknowledge it that it was God's favor. And we're not bragging about His favor that He instilled in us, but rather it's our testament of the manifestation of His glory. That's our evidence of our justification. The structural monument here is so amazing. This is what makes the street of Rome very unusual to other cities. This is one of the reasons why so many tourists visit Rome. And by the way, just for your information, $1 is equivalent to 92 cents in euro currency. This would plan your budget when you come to visit Rome. As we're getting closer to our destination, you can see it's getting congested. Here's a little information. Vatican City, officially the Vatican City State, is a landlocked independent country, city-state, microstate, and enclave within Rome in Italy. Some people may ask, just for their curiosity, is Vatican City a country? The answer in short is yes. The world's smallest city-state came into existence on the 11th of February 1929 after the signing of the Lateran Treaty. This treaty granted Vatican City the status of a country, bringing to an end a period of political and religious turmoil in Italy. We finally made it here in St. Peter's Basilica. This place is huge, as you can see. The scenic here is just stunning. You can actually feel the historic vibe. It's just such an incredible experience. Should be one of your bucket list when you visit Rome. Unbelievable structure that has historical value and where a lot of people would love to see.
Papasok ba tayo sa loob?
So this is St. Peter's Square, which a large plaza located in front of St. Peter's Basilica.
Follow the people are going.
Man, let's check out the details on this structural monument. It's so incredible. I just wonder how many millions of bricks were used on the ground.
Parang celebrity, papalayo na ako sa misis ko.
These chairs that you see here, according to Wikipedia, in 2012, Pope Benedict XVI described the chair as a symbol of the special mission of Peter and his successor to tend Christ's flock, keeping it united in faith and in charity. By the way, before entering inside the Basilica Church, you must go through the X-ray machine and through securities first, which I did not have the opportunity to show in this video for your information.
We're going this way? Come on. So quiet in here.
So quiet in here, you can actually hear a pin drop on the floor. Also, I would like to remind you, to the men, that you will have to remove your cap if you're wearing one, because I was approached by security and they had made me take it off to pay respect, except for women. Women can wear their cap inside. As I speak, a man passed by wearing a hat. That's not right. Maybe security hasn't checked him yet. Oh well. Here's a little information about what's inside of this church. St. Peter's Basilica houses the tombs of 91 popes, a few church dignitaries, monarchs, and other important figures from Roman history. Some noteworthy tombs that you will find inside are of St. Peter, John Paul II, Queen Charlotte of Cyprus, Queen Christina of Sweden, Pope Julius II, and there are many more. To those who doesn't know, like me, what is the Basilica known for? Here, the information I got based on Britannica.com. Basilica, in the Roman Catholic and Greek Orthodox churches, a canonical title of honor given to church buildings that are distinguished either by their antiquity or by their role as international centers of worship because of their association with a major saint, an important historical event, or in the Orthodox. What is special about St. Peter's Basilica? One of the holiest sites of Christianity and Catholic tradition. It is traditionally the burial site of St. Peter, who was the head of the 12 apostles of Jesus, and according to tradition, the first bishop of Antioch, and later the first bishop of Rome, rendering him the first pope. Here are some more facts about Basilica. Building the Basilica was feat of epic proportions. In fact, it took 219 years, 31 popes, and 10 architects to complete the project. The dead bodies of 3 popes and 1 Russian saint are preserved and kept on display in the Basilica. How old is Basilica? The history of the St. Peter's Basilica begins in the 4th century when the Emperor Constantine decides to build a basilica where the apostle had been buried. In 329, the construction of the basilica was completed. The church was used for the celebration of the cult, as a covered cemetery, and as a funeral banquet room. Here are some important Vatican timelines according to the Vatican Tickets and Tours by Head Out to educate ourselves. In 1506, the cornerstone of St. Peter's Basilica, one of the most important pilgrimage sites in one of the world's largest buildings, is laid. In 1512, Michelangelo's painting to the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel are completed and exhibit to the public for the first time. In 1626, St. Peter's Basilica, the largest church in the world, was built. In 1929, the Lateran Treaty was signed between Pope Pius XI and the Italian leader Benito Mussolini, declaring Vatican City as an independent state that became the world's smallest country. 1929, the independent state of the Vatican comes into existence. In 1934, the first and the only railway station was opened. In 1950, declared a holy year by Pope Pius XII. In 1943, during World War II, Vatican City remained neutral, and while the German troops occupied the city of Rome, the Vatican City wasn't occupied. In 1984, the US and Vatican established full diplomatic relations after 117 years. And so these are just few facts and information I've discovered online to educate ourselves and for our curiosity. Based on my experience being in the historical place like this, I felt the reach of the city and the country of Rome because of the historical monuments and structures people are dying to see and experience to come visit Rome. I believe Rome has more visitors, tourists, every year than any other country. So I asked question for my curiosity. How many tourists visit St. Peter's Basilica each day? The answer is, as it is one of the most famous churches in the world, crowds gather around every year to see it. About 10 million people visit inside St. Peter's Basilica every year, which is about 40,000 to 50,000 every day. Another important question you may ask, what is the least busy time to visit St. Peter's Basilica? Well, the ideal time of the day to visit St. Peter's Basilica would be during the early morning hours between 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. as there is less crowd during this time. We got here around 7:30 today and there were less crowd, so it is best recommended to come visit at around this time. And some of you may ask, just for your curiosity, how much does it cost to enter St. Peter's Basilica? Well, the entrance into St. Peter is free, but often the Basilica is extremely crowded with pilgrims and tourists, especially between March and October and during the Christmas holidays. Entering the St. Peter's Basilica take hours of waiting standing in the crowded square. If you ask me, how's my experience here? Well, it was a very beautiful experience. The experience of seeing the dome of St. Peter's Basilica from the inside can be awe-inspiring and breathtaking. As you enter the basilica, your eyes will be immediately drawn to the enormous dome, which rises 448 feet above the floor and spans a diameter of 138 feet. I didn't have this spiritual experience, by the way, but I was amazed for the first time I saw the most beautiful thing ever made by man. It will remain vivid in my mind while I'm still living on this planet. It isn't logical, but somehow it demonstrates the higher fulfillment achieved by man. This structure monument indeed is a masterpiece that is standing majestically and gloriously in the Vatican City and is serving as a symbol of ancient Rome for the people of Rome and tourists from all over the world. I think this is the place where the priest gets their robe before the mass. This is the tomb of Saint Peter. It's located beneath the main altar of the Vatican Basilica. A grave was dug on the southern slopes of the Vatican Hill, right in front of the circus that was the scene of persecutions against Christians at the time of Emperor Nero at 54 AD to 68 AD. Here's a brief information about how Apostle Peter, or Saint Peter, died. His execution was ordered by the Roman Emperor Nero, who blamed the city's Christians for a terrible fire that had ravaged Rome. Peter requested to be crucified upside down as he felt unworthy to die in the same manner as Christ. And here's a little history about Saint Peter according to Wikipedia. After the crucifixion of Jesus, it is recorded in the biblical book of the Acts of the Apostles that one of his 12 disciples, Simon, known as Saint Peter, a fisherman from Galilee, took a leadership position among Jesus' followers and was of great importance in the founding of the Christian church. The name Peter is Petros in Latin and Petros in Greek, deriving from Petra, which means stone or rock in Greek. And this is the literal translation of the Aramaic Kippa, the name given to Simon by Jesus. That is in the book of John, chapter 1, verse 42, and also it's in the book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 18. Well, there you go, guys. That's our tour inside St. Peter's Basilica. We are exiting the facility and heading on out. Right. One last look at the outside of St. Peter's Basilica. We are heading to our next location and we are taking the big bus tour. Hop on, hop off.
Bus. Ha?
We're looking forward to seeing you guys on the next episode and we hope you tune in with us. And we thank you from the bottom of our heart for your support and sticking around with us.